My name is Philip Alsop. I am 44 years old, and I'm the general manager of two companies. One is Lake Gear Solutions, Inc., and the other one is Total Facility Management. I've learned over the years to manage people more so than situations. So once I get on site and I can get everybody believing that they're better than what their last mess up was, that has guided me and keep my stress levels down. Not saying there isn't any stress, but we are in a business where a reasonable amount of stress helps to push us to be better. In the basa environment, what I realize is that you gotta manage yourself first. And from there, persons can see it, people buy into it, and you kinda lead them by that example. I think both physically and mentally works hand in hand, because there were times that I wanted to give up. There were times when I said, I'm not a runner. There are times when my coach told me I need to run non-stop for 10 minutes when I know that my top is 5. But every 30 seconds you keep chopping at it, it becomes, you see in the finishing line getting closer and closer. And the mental has always been my guide for the physical. Because once I could tell my mind, shut up, I could keep going. My cousin Charlene Brown, I used to see some posts with her online, and I think I had reached out to her. And then when I saw Mikey involved with the gym, I said, well, there's a place I want to be, because he's also a trainer with me at karate. He actually trained me. So I reached out and walked through the doors, and pretty much that was it. Ironically, I never knew who Carey was. I never knew who Coach was. But along the way, I met this person that pushed me to be better, pushed me beyond what I thought was possible, and at my lower times, became a friend. On my journey, on my fitness journey, I started to develop some pain, and it was a very uncomfortable pain, and I sought some medical attention. Then to hear that it was a very rare disease, so rare that it doesn't happen often in Barbados, nor in persons my age. And where it attacked me was even rarer. It normally attacks your hips, but this disease attacked my knee. The disease is called Avascular Necrosis. And what that really is that the bone is starting to die. So imagine, in my mind, being mentally fit, being at the top of my physical peak at that time, and then having to now cut back or ramp down my physical activity. In my mind, Philip can't be out front no more. Philip can't lead no more. And then when my knee started to collapse onto me on the normal weight, which is mine, it crushed me mentally. I think everybody saw it, but everybody danced around Philip being a dominant person, Philip being a leader. Philip got this. The one person that didn't dance around it and saw was Coach. And I would get random phone calls to him for no reason. I would get emails, I would get texts, getting my mind right, getting me to be where I needed to be, to get out of where I was. You see, it is easy to perform when you think you're good. It's easy to perform when you know you're good. It ain't so easy to start over, because I was a sprinter, I was a kicker, I was a squatter, I was a karateka. Then to have to relearn to walk, you have to be in it to know it. You have to be in it to understand it. And even speaking about it, I could feel my throat getting a bit dry. But that was my reality. And part of that reality was Coach pretty much telling me, or finding the root as to why I was like that. Why do I have to lead? Why do I feel that I am, but I think that is it. Why do I think that I only am if I'm up front? Why can't you learn from the back? Why can't you relearn? Why can't you be an example to others who could have been going through something similar or different, but have to start over? Look at all the top athletes who get injuries and they got to go through rehab. Why can't you? And obviously it didn't happen overnight. The small chips at the mountain of burden that I was going through really paid off, because these small chips and the constant amount of chips keep revealing the true me. And because of that, I was able to face the professional world better. I was able to deal with people different. Even my temperament for hard situations have been tapered. And people around me can see it. And it's not a pretense, it is that I understand that the person you can control and only control is you, and your emotions to how things are around you. And once here is right, the physical can become right. You can see the finishing line, you can start getting a lot closer. I never lacked confidence. That may be my downfall, but it is who I am. I was always a confident person, always am a confident person. However, when I had that sickness, I was trying to look at me through other people's eyes. So, fill up in a brace, fill up in a can, fill up with crushes. So, fill up. All my confidence levels would have started to drop. But I remember Coach telling me, work what is working. Work the good foot. And he would have pointed me in directions where the psychology said that when you work the side that is working, you're also working the side that isn't working. And that, I ain't accept it at first, obviously, but I did my own research, because Coach don't just tell you, do this, and he would direct you to where it is. And I did my research, and I would get on the rower and row with one foot. I would squat with one foot. And without knowing it, I started to run. I say I can go for a jog, because there was always that fear that every time I land on my foot, it can collapse. And I'm sure people in the world, people in life, would think that if something is taken away, they can't do this, because every time you go to step, you can fall. But I also learned that I have learned so much more in failing than my successes. So it was always easy being good, but I learned more being weak. And through that, I grew stronger.